Hello Barcelona, and a huge cute taxi. Our first night's dinner is in this buffet style chain restaurant thing. I ate way too much food, but it was really good. And they gave me like a pint of orange juice, which was insane. Now on to our hotel, which was the Gaudi Hotel. Super duper pretty inside, if we can get inside. See? Look at the mosaics. Pretty stuff. Hola Barcelona! This was the view from our room, and it wasn't amazing, and it overlooked a police station, but it was still pretty cool. The view from the roof was better. I mean, look at how pretty it was. And on to the first day's adventures.
That's you last night.
Yeah, I know. Metro in Barcelona, pretty similar to Paris. Not as clean though. And the Gaudi church. Unfortunately, we hadn't booked tickets, so we couldn't actually go in. But I wasn't too bummed out. I've been in a couple of years ago. It's still nice to see it from the outside and see how much it changed in the last 5 years. Now on to exploring and a little bit of window shopping, like in Brandy Melville. You have super cute clothes, though not that cheap. I just bought some rings and got some awesome stickers. Next up was another Gaudi creation, Casa Museo Gaudi. This was really pretty, and believe it or not, people still live here. Can't imagine that's nice with all the tourists, but there are some private parts that tourists aren't allowed to. The roof was amazing, but I can imagine it was a bit of a health hazard before all those railings were put up. Next up, the most important thing about traveling, the food. We went to this tapas bar called Bar 24, and it was really good. Super pretty inside, and you could even see into the kitchen and watch them cooking your food, which was also pretty good, so no complaints here. Next up, more shopping. My sister recommended Pull & Bear, which I know they have in London, but I'd never been to, and I was in need of some new clothes, mainly jeans for work, which I didn't end up buying, but I did get some cute clothes. Am I back in London? All being said, there were a lot of places called Camden, and a lot of really quirky clothing places, and just some kooky shops. So, yeah, I could shop for a couple of days in Barcelona, no problem, but we didn't exactly have the time for that. This is the Cathedral of Barcelona. Again, we didn't go in, mainly because there were so many queues and it was getting late, but it was super pretty. I can appreciate that. And then we decided to take some strolls along the seafront, which I'm not complaining about because the weather was amazing for late December. And I mean, look at all that. Sun, sea, really expensive boats. What more could you want? A sit down under some palm trees. Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. And on to food. I wasn't feeling too great, so I just had pasta and tomato sauce, but still fresh and delicious. And time to appreciate the weird Picasso-style Christmas decorations. I mean, they had a lot of Christmas decorations, but some of them were weirder than others. But I like the putting wishes on the tree thing. Less sure about some of the nativity, especially the boy pooing on the ground, but apparently that's a tradition. And back to the roof of our hotel, with some not very clear views of Barcelona at night. It was pretty with the naked eye, I promise. I did love the fact that there was a bar up here, and everything was so pretty ended up in the stairs. So cool. Second morning and we're on our mission. A super cool mural outside one of the museums. Can't remember which one. All I know is that we didn't go in because we decided there was more we needed to do with our day than wait for it to open because we were too early. Instead, we decided to hop on the metro and go exploring again. Yeah, there were some weird musicians on that trip. He was one of the weirdest. Today, it's time to appreciate the beach. Not just walking along the harbour, actual sandy beach. It was so warm considering it was late December. I even got overheated a couple of times and decided that I needed to sit down a lot. I eventually got my wish and we sat in the wind for the sea. So nice. But soon enough it was time for more adventures and even more walking. My poor feet. At least there were escalators. That made things slightly easier when walking up this massive hill. And it's time for more food, the highlight of the day. We made it, but the walk was worth it, because look at that view! And lots of pretty mosaics. Gaudi sure does know what he's doing when it comes to mosaics. Oh, I probably should mention that this is the Gaudi Park. It's pretty cool, not gonna lie. But what's next, you say? Sweets? Yeah. The less weird Christmas decorations, granted, but was this a vegetarian restaurant? This, I'm not gonna lie, was the highlight of my trip. That sounds sad, but I had a 3-course vegan meal and it was amazing. I was full afterwards, but knew I wasn't gonna have an allergic reaction. And for pudding, chocolate fondue. Amazing. Day 3 and we're off again. Where are we going today? Oh, the market. Granted, this was cool. There was so much amazing looking food and okay, yeah, food. I'm happy. As long as you avoided the weird meat stalls, fish stalls, you're all good. There was fresh food, there was cooked food, there were nuts and berries. It was delicious. This was where I bought my lunch, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit of a rip-off. There were some falafels and potato wedges, and then just salad. It was good, but not worth €5. Kiwi and orange juice, however, amazing. I recommend. Now on to probably my favourite place from my last trip to Barcelona, the Contemporary Art Museum, though granted not for everyone. My sister kinda hated it. Yeah. This was my favourite exhibition, mainly because it was life-sized photography with pretty pastel colours behind it, and yeah, I'm easily pleased. This was better. People came and went on the screens and the colours changed. What more could you want? Oh, and then this was some weird exhibition about interiors, which I didn't quite understand, but I did like the entranceway to it. This is making me sound very shallow. Next up is the National Museum of Barcelona. I'm not going to try and pronounce this in Spanish because I feel like I'd mess it up, but it is so pretty. And there's so many gardens around that we didn't explore. When you get to the top, there's these views. Amazing. I have to say the views of all around Barcelona are pretty great, but this was also amazing. There were a couple of exhibitions on whatnot, which I absolutely loved, but I didn't film any of them because I felt kind of rude filming in a museum. They were amazing. And you could even go up onto the roof of this place and walk all the way around to get a 360-degree view of Barcelona. Even more amazing views. And now sadly we're on to the last meal in Barcelona. Thanks to bad lighting, this looks awful, but it was the best paella I've ever eaten. I don't know what they did to it, but it tasted like heaven. And sadly, that's that for Barcelona. Hope to see you again soon, and thanks for watching.